be getting that audio of me pouring my Snapple. Do you want to do the intro? It's been a hot minute since we did this.
Oh no, I don't even remember the intro.
All right, well, let me take it away because I actually do have some things I want to say.
All right.
First of all, hello everyone. No, I'm not dead. I am very much alive. I've been very busy. I posted that video talking about all the stuff I planned on doing, and then a bunch of shit happened. I moved to my own place. Life got busy, and I've just been super wound up. But I finally had some free time, and we are hoping to bring this back. So welcome back to Two Broken Thumbs. I am your host Cole, and with me today is my usual co-host James.
Hello.
I think that's how we did the intro. I don't know. I've done no research.
Yeah, it works. It functions.
Yeah. So as you guys know, we by this recording and by the fact that you are watching the video, we did indeed watch a movie. As a matter of fact, we just finished watching the movie, and I have several questions. I don't know if you do as well, James.
Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack, so we should probably start by saying, so this film came out, when did it come out?
2019.
Yeah, 2019. It is directed by Robert Eggers, with actors Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. There's really not much else to say. The film is The Lighthouse. One of the big selling points of this movie when it was coming out was the fact that it was all done in the older style of filmmaking, which is to say, is it 1:19 or what's the stat, or what's the number specifically?
The aspect ratio is 1:1.19.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a much more square-ish framing than normal.
Mm-hmm.
Normally we do a 9:16. Is like the typical.
Yeah, like what you would see.
TVs and monitors.
Yeah, PC monitors, what you'd see in theaters, stuff like that. And it is also in black and white, which is the other big selling point. Which I think if we're going to talk about this film, we should talk about those aspects first before talking about the film itself.
Yeah, sure.
So during the film, while we were watching, I was trying in my head to picture certain scenes if it was in color, but I really don't think it would add anything to the film. Like, I feel like the setting that we were in already worked. Worked with the washed out color sort of thing going on, and I felt like it kind of adds to the dark, or not dark, but the questions you might have to ask yourself, and stuff along those lines. It's hard to tell what's going on, and you only rely on certain lighting to see the room that you are currently in for the film.
Yeah. Definitely. I was doing a little bit of research on the black and white, and essentially, like, not all black and white filming is created equally, so you'll notice in a lot of like authentic black and white pictures, it brings out like blues a lot, but not so much like warmer colors like red. So people generally appear to have like a darker skin tone in those pictures. And when I was reading about what they did here, yeah, they said they were constantly messing with the lighting to try to like brighten up their faces, and like had to move the lighting around in all the rooms to try to, make it more cinematically appealing while keeping the black and white color.
Yeah, that was also a thing with like the Addams Family back in the day too, right? Like the house was like super colorful. It was made to be like different, was painted certain colors in order to have the aesthetic of like the black and white. Like,
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
very
almost certainly, because that
yeah.
would help with lighting and whatnot.
It's not as simple as just like going through the filters and making it black and white like some people might think it is. It takes a lot of effort to really give it that authentic black and white look.
Yeah, because you can just wash all the color out of it and get
Mm-hmm.
something, but that's not what their goal was here.
Mm-mm. Uh, very much the goal of the film was to show that you can still make a good film with a bunch of restrictions on it, and I think even though this movie is a bit, I'm just gonna say it's a bit slow compared to a lot of other films that come out. Um, it still shows it can work. It still can stand on its own without having to like if you told somebody this came out in like an older time period, I mean they probably wouldn't believe you, but it feels like it could fit in. You know?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't remember the names for anything, but like obviously there's plenty of different kinds of film to use, and they the things that I was reading said that they used some that was so it would like still come out black and white, but it was like really good on the details. So you'll notice when you're watching this, you can really like see like all the pores on their face and whatnot, and that helps give it a bit more of a like grounded and rough look to it.
It definitely feels like these people have lived here or lived on this rock for a long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the
And
other
they're
thing,
having a rough time.
yeah, which we'll get into when we talk story stuff, because I do want to talk about the acting and everything, but I think that's better suited for like story stuff.
Yeah.
The other big thing that I like was the use of the camera. I very much enjoyed how like tightly knit and tightly like how tight of a film this was. I guess you could say, like it felt claustrophobic at times. Like you kind of felt like you were just like these folks trapped in this like isolated area with not a lot of room to get across from each other.
Yeah. I think the um like the framing and the aspect ratio helps with that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't feel like just forced in for no reason. It doesn't. Yeah, like
Right.
fuck. We just talked about it before the film started. What was it? Justice League, not like Justice League, where like it was just there for the sake of being there.
Right. Yeah, no, all the framing like clearly is done like to intentionally show it, and like all the shots are framed specifically, and you can tell with like Justice League. You can see on some of the older shots, or on most of the shots, the like the headspace isn't like it's just not quite right, and that's not something that you'd pick up on normally. I certainly didn't. But then when you look at the newer shots or the shots with the like the newer characters like Doomsday or like anything from the nightmare scenes, like the headspace is like more correct, and it's you're like, oh, well, why is that the way it is? And it's just because they converted the aspect ratio of the movie.
Yeah.
But this was clearly like filmed with the 1:1.19 intended.
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening to the director talk about it, and he said, yeah, you've got the narrower shot, so to try to get your characters up close but also keep them both in frame, like it's going to be more claustrophobic and cramped.
Mm-hmm. And what else was I gonna say? Yeah, and even like when you are outside, like when he is when our main character, I'm gonna say main character because they're both kind of main characters, but when fuck, what's his name? 'Cause I can't say his actual name. That's on the Wikipedia because apparently they spoil the twist in the movie.
That's true.
That's really weird.
In the original version of the script, they were just referred to as young and old.
Really, that is interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Winslow, who is our like, I was gonna say protagonist, but that's not correct at all. Who is a character in the
our
film,
POV character?
Yeah, point of view character. When he's doing his daily chores around the lighthouse, when he's outside, he has to like take coal to a room to like keep the boiler running and whatnot. But like, you can just feel like the pain from how far away the shots are done. Like, it's a far distance from one place to another, and even still, when it's like a harder day or like it's raining or storming, you can just see the agony of doing this manual labor and whatever toll it takes on you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I noticed because I thought it was going to feel really cramped the whole time, but they still have kind of wide shots of him like hauling, like you said, coal or just other things across the yard, as it were. And yeah, it just, you can tell this is like a really big area he's working in, and it's like all rocky and there's hills and stuff, so it's definitely not easy.
Definitely bad for your feet.
Oh, yeah, and he's just got like this one crappy wheelbarrow he's working with the whole time.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think both of those elements are very excellent within the film. Like, most of the positive I wrote down was that stuff. I think the only other thing I want to talk about before talking about the film itself is the soundtrack, or the lack thereof, I guess.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. It seemed as the film went farther and further in, it got more musically inclined, I guess would be the word for it. But as like they start the film off, there isn't too much. There's just like the sound of not air horns. Jesus, that'd be a totally different movie. The sound of like
Foghorn.
yeah, foghorns and very very stringy music near the end. It felt like that was also trying to replicate the older style things. Because back in the day, they used to do a lot of strings in films. I think Eraserhead used a lot of string as well. It was just like a thing they did back in the day. I don't remember the reasoning why, but it was just a big thing they did.
Well, just the sound is unsettling.
Yeah, it makes you feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it's yeah. But I think after that, I think we could just talk about the film now. I think that's about it. Everything I want to cover. Do you have anything you want to say about those topics?
I don't think so. I'm scrolling through right now to see if there's like anything I feel like I missed, but
Do you feel at any point that it was being gimmicky with the whole black and white like square thing?
hmm.
Like, do you think the film could have done well without it?
Yeah, I think I think the aspect ratio works really well to give you, because like our character's going crazy.
Yeah.
So
The
like
aspect ratio I feel like needs to stay.
yeah, I like that a lot, just because I think it does help you feel like claustrophobic and like the world is caving in on you, and I think it really adds to that aspect. Also, you could come up with some meta commentary about how it's like taller than it is wide, and there's a lighthouse, and you draw a little connection there.
Wow.
Yeah, right? You like that one?
I love that one. That's so clever.
Uh-huh. Mega brain right there.
Yeah.
But as for the black and white, I guess it probably it definitely helps a lot with like the sky and whatnot, because like I said, it brightens up the blue colors really well, but
Yeah.
it doesn't do so well for reds. So the sky, I'm scrolling through it right now trying to see. It is just like pure white in every shot practically, except for when like nighttime, and when it's raining, it's gray. But like, there's like you can't tell if there's any clouds in the sky or what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's value there. It's much more grim.
Yeah, like I'm looking through like the promotional photos that aren't of them discussing things of the film, and even then, like you can see the cloudy sky is still gray. It's still bright out, but yeah, every little pore, every little hair, the facial hair is fucking amazing in this movie. Like the slow grow of it all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Mm.
All right, well then let's start talking about the film itself.
All right.
All right, your turn. This is your throw.
My turn. Oh man. Let's see. So we open on our two characters, along with some others, arriving at this lighthouse. So it's essentially like typical for the time. There is a lighthouse and then a building that they live in, cook their food in, whatnot. And then I never got like a great feel for the geography of the area. There's also like, because there's at least one other building, right, off to the side.
So there's the lighthouse, and there's the room that they eat and sleep in, and then there is that, I think it's a boathouse, is what that room was supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
That's the boathouse where they have that small boat that they, the small boat.
Right, that comes in later.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So, I guess it starts out fairly predictably. So, our two characters, like, they don't talk a lot at first, but, there's work to be done. Oh, you know what? Our main character finds a small wooden mermaid figure in his bed that holds relevance later.
That was from the last wiki, right?
I guess that's what we're meant to assume.
Yeah, I think it's implied later on that's the case, but
yeah, I think that makes sense too, because the older guy mentions that he was with a guy who like started going crazy and talking about merfolk and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it could make sense that he made that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I guess before they get any work done, they have dinner the first night.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when he gets him to start drinking with dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And we get a little bit of setup. It's just 4 weeks is how long he'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
And that gets repeated a few times.
Yeah,
Showing its relevance.
Time plays a weird role in this film, as in they keep mentioning it, but you don't know how long it's been.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
It is weird. I think it kind of works though.
Yeah.
When you're like really locked in and like focused in on something, like time will just, you'll lose track of it kind of on your own.
I wasn't even trying to like count the days of how long they were on the island for, and like it got too confusing for me to even keep track, which I think plays to the strength of the film.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
And I know when I was trying to keep track of it, I feel like they get to 2 weeks left pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like we only see 2 days of work.
It was about, yeah.
And then, they talk about it.
Which, makes sense. They probably, it's probably a lot of the same work over and over again. It's more just it needs to imply the fact that they were, or one of them is working.
Right.
Which would be our main lead, Winslow. And by the way, I don't know if people haven't seen this film yet, it's played by Robert Pattinson, who did a fantastic job, really.
Oh yeah.
It's really good to see him grow out of the typecast he was played as. And wasn't just stuck as being like a team heartthrob. He's like actually trying. And go ahead.
I was just gonna say, he's been in a few things now, a few non-Twilight things.
True.
And he's pretty much impressed me in everything he's been in at this point. So he'll be in Batman. So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that too. He was in Tenet.
Batman. He was in Tenet. All right.
Tenet.
I still need to see that.
Same. I'm looking at his IMDb right now. Wasn't he also in that? Oh yeah, he was in Water for Elephants that nobody saw.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
me included.
Well, I think it also got canceled from certain places because that was when he came out as being like gay or whatever.
Oh, I see.
So they were like, "Oh, we can't have him in any films anymore. So get out of here."
Huh.
I could be wrong about that. It's something like that, I believe. Um, but yeah, they kind of go about their day doing their daily tasks and whatnot. Um, I think on like the third day, I think he goes to see what the guy up top's doing, and he sees him just kind of like staring into the light of the lighthouse, like no real reason or anything. He's just kind of staring at it. He becomes very like asphyxiated upon why he was doing such a thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's also. I think it's framed all in. I was gonna say in the first night, he's like loading coal into the burner,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like like grabbing onto his head and his ears because the foghorn keeps going off. So that's already taken a toll on him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also when he sees like, I guess he thinks it's a person in the water with all the logs the first time.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I forgot that happened because I vaguely remember something like that happening, but I didn't remember what the reasoning for that was until the end.
Right.
But we'll get that in spoiler talk.
Yeah. Works for me.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as the days go on, I almost just called him the wrong name again. Winsler uh, starts seeing more and more things, and the job is basically taking a toll. However, I think like 4 or 5 days, like quote unquote 4 or 5 days through the film, it's implied that that he's finally getting off the island. So about 4 weeks had passed, and to celebrate the two of them, who have now they're basically like close, as close as two people on a rock can get. They have decided to have like a little celebration, drink some alcohol, have some fun. Just have an overall blast. And I think what's implied is that they sleep past the time that the boat would get there to take Thomas back. Or not Thomas. That's Thomas the old man. Fuck. Sorry. Winsler.
Um,
It's either that's implied or the boat just never came. I can't recall.
I was sort of under the impression that the boat just never came.
That probably makes more sense, honestly. Because the day,
Well,
the
I think. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the day before that he mentioned the wind was changing and how that probably would have played an effect on why the boat didn't come get him. But I don't know. I don't know anything about nautical stuff.
Yeah, I guess like that's just what I kind of assumed. Yeah, because so they wake up late that day after their night of drinking, and he like just making sure I have my order of events correct.
Yeah. Because the few days before was the scene with the bird, right? Of the seagull.
I think that was the day before.
It was the day before. No, it was the day before the wind changed.
Well, I think the wind changed when he had the scene with the seagull.
Yeah. It's been shown
'Cause
several times in this film that the Winslow and the seagull seem to have some sort of hatred for each other. At least the seagulls hate Winslow. They keep trying to bug him and berate him and keep trying to fucking take shit from him.
Yeah.
And I think on that day, the once a seagull dies where they get their fresh water from, and in anger he just fucking destroys the seagull, like fucking annihilates him on the rock. It's fucking insane.
Yeah. No, just grabs him and just gives him the Morning Star treatment. Just
You're not wrong. It feels like it took all of his anger for the day, or all not the day, for like the past few weeks out on this fucking bird.
yeah.
So after that, he kind of like calms down a little bit. But yeah, I think that is how the events unfold in this.
Yeah,
film.
the next scene is the wind changing.
Yep.
On the little wind arrow. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, they are stuck on this island for what Winslow thinks is a few more days, but Thomas tells him, no, it's like 7 months.
Yeah.
Like they are trapped together.
They are stuck there.
Mm-hmm. And the rest of the film basically just is them falling into a spiral of madness as they have to deal with each other's bullshit.
Yeah, Winslow keeps having like these recurring nightmares or visions or whatever it would be,
Mm-hmm.
and we barely know what's going on with the old man for the longest time.
Yeah. We know he's somewhere, we just don't know where he's at.
Yeah, we just don't know what he gets up to during the day.
Well, that's silly. I think he sleeps. I think that's what's implied because he does the night shift watch. So I think he sleeps during the day as best he can.
Yeah, it's still weird though, because we do see him like during the daytime occasionally.
Yeah.
He'll be walking around or like, because he notices him like having the kerfuffle with the bird and stuff like that.
Yeah. It could be just a situation where he doesn't get a lot of sleep, which would make sense. A position like that would probably not garner you a lot of Betty by time.
Yeah.
You gotta be ready for a ship to come at any moment, which I don't think any... No, ships never come. Which seems weird, but whatever.
Yeah, we don't ever see anyone, do we?
Well, ships use the lighthouse as a signal to where they need to go rather than going there specifically. That's like...
Right. I guess I just wonder, like... It would probably be really reassuring if we saw, like, in the night, ships going by. And the atmosphere of the movie probably wants to avoid that.
Yeah, I feel like we might see, like, I think 1 or 2 at night, but then oh, that's right. Thomas said, like, after a storm, even if the storm is done on land or outside the rock, it still goes on the rock. Like, there is no one coming to help them for quite some time. I think that's the main reason why no one comes to help them. Or no, well, you don't see any in the film. Which,
Yeah.
That adds up. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not a nautical person. This is your expertise, James.
Oh yeah, that's me, dude.
You live right by the ocean. You should know all about it.
I've been to a couple lighthouses, it's true. Want to share, I've actually built the house and the lighthouse specifically for this movie.
Yeah, that was crazy. It's been
Yeah.
fucking expensive to do.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then the big lens they have for the lighthouse, I think they said it is like, you know, super expensive and made of plastic, but like if they had done a real one made of glass, like it'd been like $1 million or something insane.
For the lighthouse, it's for like what part of the lighthouse?
Like the lens. So at the top, he's like the part he's staring
I
into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But even still, like since since it was in the black and white style, no one would really fucking notice if it was plastic or glass.
Right, and I still don't think you'd. Even then, I don't think you'd notice that much anyway.
Exactly. It's something that might be seen as a limitation from the medium, but they used it to add to the film,
Right.
which I think is always fun.
Oh yeah. No, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
It probably like isn't as good for like actually signaling to ships, but
Right.
that's not what we're doing here.
Nope.
So, yeah, no, I think it works pretty well.
Unless William Dafoe plans on becoming an actual lighthouse keeper.
Eh.
A very weird job switch, but you do you, William.
He owns the part.
I was gonna say, I was looking into it. Apparently, William during filming, stayed in a what is it? He stayed in a little fisherman's cottage in solitude during the filming of this movie. And Robert stayed at the actual hotel that everyone else stayed at, and the two of them didn't talk at all outside of filming.
Huh.
Which is very strange.
Yeah. I think it works though.
Yeah.
Because their dynamic isn't meant to be so, casual and friendly.
Yeah, absolutely.
The two voice actors for the Clone Wars animated series, the ones who did Anakin and Obi-Wan, Dave Filoni had them go and hang out in real life, so that they were really friendly and comfortable with each other.
Really, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do they get paid to go to Starbucks and shit just to shoot the shit?
I have no idea how they managed that, but I'm sure it wasn't that hard to talk them into it. They both seem like cool guys.
That sounds super sweet.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
Back to things that are not super sweet.
Yeah. I think if we're going to talk more about this film, we should get into spoiler talk. I think the way the film ends.
To that point.
So, if you're going to watch this film after this, I highly suggest just getting through it as much as you can. I'm going to warn you ahead of time. It is slow.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just does not move too quickly, and plenty of build up and everything, and you can see the progression, but you really feel that hour and 40 minutes.
If you are not a fan of films that take their time, this is not for you.
Yeah, probably not.
It is very much a film that builds to the end, and it's definitely worth it. It's a film that I feel now that I've seen, I think I'm good. I don't think I'm going to see it again. If that makes sense. I've seen it once, but I also understand the not master. Well, yeah, the film that it is.
Yeah, I think if I were to watch it again, it would just be to see if there's little details, little hints and whatnot that I missed the first time that I would do better realizing are there.
Yeah, now that you know how the film ends, you go back through and see what sort of hints and clues were sprinkled about to lead to that point.
Right.
Yeah, totally. So then with that, why don't we give our quote-unquote numbers. James, what do you give this film?
Oh, right.
I give this film 15 seabirds.
15 seabirds, yeah. I was thinking probably a hard day's work and a single spilt wheelbarrow of coal.
That's really good. So yeah, if that sounds like something that's you're into, go check this out. And so now we'll get into spoilers. And the first spoiler I want to get is James, did you check the actor IMDb page for this film or the top cast?
No, let me check.
Okay, because I want you to go here. I'll send it to you. Because there is a very funny. There's a very funny. Words are hard. Actor at the bottom right of the page, and I want you to go check it out.
Oh my god.
So I might put this on screen because I'm recording my screen currently.
Right.
There is Robert Patterson, William Dafoe, Logan Hawks, all these people. But then way at the bottom is a character named fucking Sully Siegel.
Who plays this seagull uncredited?
But they're also in other movies. They're in 3 other
see.
films.
Oh, he's in The Shallows. He played Sully Steven Seagull.
And then he's also in Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar, credited as Seagull on a Tire. He's also in a music video.
Wait, was he? Where?
In the trivia, appeared with Jamie Dornan in Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar, his first comedy. He was also in the music video Edgar's Prayer, playing a gull on a tire. How does he have 4 facts of trivia? What the fuck?
Well, there you go, friends. If you were like, man, I just wish I had a favorite seagull. Well,
Oh, this is cute. Sully lives to this day in a seagull sanctuary in Australia. He is a private bird and shows absolutely no showbiz attitude in real life, even though he is famous for his streep-like work ethics in the film industry.
that's good, you know. It's always nice when actors aren't too full of themselves.
I agree.
Also, worth noting, he lives in Australia.
Yeah.
But this movie was filmed in Canada, so
Yeah, off the shore of Canada. So that was a bit of a
that,
you know, I bet he
peppered
got a
ghost
fucking
places.
I bet he got a fucking private plane too.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, he deserves it to get to Nova Scotia. Absolutely, dude.
By the way, I love that his trademark is he's the cleanest bird on set.
Absolutely. And for a seagull, very impressive.
That's impressive for a seagull.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Alright, so on to spoiler things. So, at this point, they are low on food and resources, and all they have left for, like, rations, basically, is alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah, they ain't doing so hot.
No.
And it, keeps getting worse.
Mm-hmm. They have days where they just keep drinking, or nights that they just keep drinking and drinking, and start like spilling out information about themselves, becoming closer, but also like getting at each other's throats. There's a scene where they almost kiss. Like, I'm talking, their lips were just about to meet. And they started throwing hands at each other. It was fucking amazing.
We were pretty excited.
It was my dream come true. I've dreamt about it several times.
Several times.
But no, I think eventually they talked about what they want to do with their lives, or at least what Winsler wanted to do with his life after this. After Thomas, who was the old man, started like poking at him for information. But it turns out Winsler had been lying to the old man this entire time, and while he was under the influence, he informed him of his true self, or of who he was, which was Thomas Howard. That's not like super important, except for the part where like Thomas basically fucking killed Winsler and so he is a lumberjack, and he kind of like let him die as a bunch of wood crashed into him. I don't remember if it was because he was like intoxicated or anything, but was there like a reason as to why he just let him die, or is there no reason?
I don't remember.
I think he had.
I feel like I found out about that, and then my head was immediately like, "Oh, this explains a few things, actually." And then like my brain was going through that.
He was saying that like instead of helping him, he just took his shit and just became him and just like hid the body.
Right.
Which is so. This is not a film set in the current day. I think it's set in like the 1920s. Was it? Late 19th century. So that would be. I'm doing the math in my head.
Like 1890, 1880.
Yeah, 1800s through 1900s would be around the time period for this film. So there was no like.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So late 19th century. So yeah,
So
closer to 1900 than 1800.
You can get away with murdering somebody and not getting caught for it. Is what we're trying to say.
I mean, it's not implausible.
But he opens up to the old man about this, and it's followed by a very unsettling scene where like it's literally just William Dafoe repeating the words "You shouldn't spill the beans," just over and over, echoing throughout the lighthouse place, and it was terrifying. It was very unsettling. But as like the waves in the water start to become more and more aggressive, and it starts like basically flooding the place, they finally just like snap at each other. It's gonna be hard to call them both Thomas, so I'm just gonna stick with Winsler for now. It's very frustrating they're both named Thomas, but it works for the film, I guess.
Yeah.
As Winsler kind of like finally breaks at Thomas for all the shit that he's been like giving him crap about, he finds the what was the book called again? The Captain's Log, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well.
The Captain's Log is just full of Thomas just basically shit talking Winsler about how much of a piece of shit he is.
Yeah.
It's really good, and that basically comes to a front of him just like telling Thomas to go fuck himself, and I think that's when they start fighting like physically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They keep trying to like kill each other, and I think at some point Winsler just tries to leave the fucking island. Thomas ain't having that shit and just fucking destroys the boat that he was gonna escape on. And when they get back, throughout the film, Winsler has been having these visions of a mermaid that he saw upon the coast, like covered in, I think, what was it covered in?
Just like seaweed. Or...
Yeah, like covered in seaweed. And he realized that it wasn't a woman, it was the body of the other courier, or whatever the fuck these courier. I've been playing too much New Vegas, fuck.
Just like the other lighthouse keep.
Yeah, there's a name for them that they're called, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a name for it, but I can't remember the. Yeah, well, whatever.
Wiki?
What?
Yeah, the wiki.
Yeah, it doesn't say it on the wiki or the IMDb.
No. Like, I think that's what.
Oh, wiki, yeah, fuck, wiki,
as.
yeah. I thought you were telling me to look it up on Wikipedia.
No.
Well, that's embarrassing.
Well, you know.
That makes more sense. Yeah, the wiki. Oh, yeah, it says right there, departing. Sean Clark was departing wiki. But he kind of like says that he killed the other wiki. I don't remember if he like says he did or not. He didn't, right?
Who? Willem or?
Yeah, William killed the other wiki, or at least that's what that's what Winsler thinks.
I think he says it at one point, but I don't think that's true.
Yeah, because he's kind of
like
Go ahead.
Or I don't think we really have a reason to think that because they leave
Mm-hmm.
in the first 3 minutes of the movie.
Oh yeah, they do. I kind of forgot that even happened. Jesus.
Yeah, unless they were referring to like a different set of wikis.
I don't think so. Because he's talking about the William said that he went mad seeing shit, and that like he had to be discontinued because of just his insanity, uh, which ends up happening to fuck Winsler here as well.
Right.
But this time Winsler is not very happy with that outcome. So he just like beats the shit out of William Dafoe, punching him over and over again and like making him like a dog.
Yeah, I think he just that's like the breaking point.
Yeah, it felt very weird.
Yeah.
I feel like somebody came out of that movie feeling a little different. I'm just gonna say that much.
Yeah, that's a strange part of it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But after that whole scene happened, he goes up to the lighthouse, but then doesn't open it, and then goes back downstairs. Right? Am I forgetting that? That's a sequence of events, right?
He goes inside
Yeah.
after burying Willem. He goes inside. I think he reaches into his pocket and realizes he doesn't have the keys.
That's
so he goes
right.
back inside to find them.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's right. That's what happened. And that's when Willem Dafoe comes back and fucking decks him in the arm. So here's the big thing for me. When that happens, and then do you currently have the film up?
Yeah.
So I want you. So are you at that scene?
I'm looking right now.
Okay, so he clearly has a giant gash in his arm. But then if you skip ahead, I think this is midday in the film. But if you skip ahead a little bit at night, you can see that that part of him is missing, or he doesn't have that mark in his skin anymore. He has different, he's wearing the same outfit, but he doesn't have the mark on his skin. He doesn't have the giant cut in his arm.
Big gash.
Yeah. Which is very strange to me.
For the rest of the movie?
Yeah, for the rest of the movie, he just doesn't have that gash.
Let me see. Because he still has it for that whole scene, and in fact,
Yeah.
it's gushing blood a little bit. So I'm sort of impressed he made it as far as he did.
Yeah.
Let's see. He's climbing up the lighthouse, crawling up the lighthouse.
Yeah, his face is covered in blood currently.
Yeah. He clearly can't use that arm very well.
No, but when you
all right, let's see.
Yeah, when he sees the light per se.
He's actually pretty out of focus here. I think. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, can you show it up on screen?
Yeah.
Thanks. So play a little further.
Because you can see there's without greater context, you'd probably just assume it's a wrinkle in his shirt right over here.
But
it looks like there's something there.
No, that's his overalls. Because when
No, further down.
Oh.
Here, maybe when the light shines over it. There, yeah, you can see it.
Oh
There's
yeah, because in the
still
next scene when it gets a little further ahead, when the light opens, skip ahead a little bit. A little more. It's hard to see with the dark screen. It's really not there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is a fever dream he's having as he's finally passing away, or if it's just if it's there, we just can't see it. Also, that feels like it? That ending scene feels like it's done at a higher frame rate too, doesn't it? Or something feels weird about it with how the camera work did it.
Maybe.
The way he fucking contorts his head and body just is so fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's unnatural and it's great. Okay, you can kind of see the gash.
Yeah, I think it's just out of
Yeah.
our line of sight and not particularly large, which is kind of shocking considering how good of a swing he had with that axe. But
Yeah. Now, this might just be my opinion, but if we skip back to where Willem Dafoe was thrown into a fucking pit. No, yeah, that one. I feel like here would have been a very good end to the film, you know? Where, like, it holds on this shot. And we don't know what happens in the lighthouse. We just know that, like, he finally lost his mind. Kind of like to leave it, like, kind of open-ended.
yeah, and
I
he
feel
actually does have the keys in his hand for this scene. I'm not sure why he
Yeah.
goes back in the house then.
Let's find out. We're about to find out why he goes back down in the house. Oh, he goes for a cigarette. He goes back for a light. That's right.
Yep, that guy.
That makes sense.
But to answer your question, I think that could work. I'm not sure if I prefer it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so the swing is, like, farther down the arm than I thought. That makes sense. It's not, like, clean in his shoulder, it's just, like, part of his shoulder.
Right.
Here, I'll stop watching. But yeah, it kind of just ends with fucking Mother Nature, specifically the seagulls, starting to poke at his corpse, which is now naked and thrown into the... Wait, where's his corpse at the end of the film?
It seems to be like on the rocks somewhere, but
Now, I might be crazy, but is that the same spot where he found the other body, he presumably? You know what I'm talking about?
because he's like, there's like a really big rock behind him,
Mm-hmm.
and then
It looks
like
like
here,
Go ahead.
yeah, just he's on like a rocky area, and we can't see anything in the background, besides the rest of the seagulls in the sky, of course.
But it feels like that's implying that that's the same spot where they, like, get the crabs and stuff, which is where he supposedly found the other body.
Oh, the mermaid body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. When did that happen?
Where's that rock again? Yeah, there it is. This is when I think this is when the coal fall. No, there it is. Yeah. He sees the body on the wall, or the floor next to all those big rocks.
Yeah.
It could just be being a conspiracy nut, but it's fully possible that Defoe dragged him back out. Maybe Defoe can't technically die.
Yeah, I was wondering that, like how he ends up out there.
It definitely feels like that's kind of what happened. That Defoe, like, not dragged him down per se, but well, yeah, dragged him out. I was saying drag him down out of the thing, but it's a very strange end, but I feel like it works.
Yeah, I guess maybe he like got back up and like after falling down the lighthouse then walked that far.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not think he got back up after that shit.
Or like crawled out. I don't know. I have no idea.
Because even if that's the case, then how the fuck did all his clothes get off? Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense in all that. The ending is very, like...
I suppose the ending's probably a bit more symbolic than anything else.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we're supposed to, like, understand how it happened. I feel like it's just supposed to point out that, like, hey, it's fucking a bad idea to It's a bad idea to fucking kill seabirds, you fucking twit.
Yeah. Yeah, true that.
Yeah, very true.
They hit on that a few times.
I had a thought that, and this might just be me speaking out of my ass, but Winslow was also a seaman, because they made mention of how the birds are old sailors, and it might just be the fact that that bird was Winslow, who kind of knew what was going on, is kind of trying to fuck with what's his face. Do you know what I'm saying? The original Winslow, not the new Winslow.
Oh, and he was the first bird?
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
It could just be talking out my ass, but I don't think there's anything implying that's the case. But like you said, it might be a good idea to rewatch the film to see, like, if it's implied at all.
Yeah, yeah, I think that could go either way.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I'm pretty, overall happy with just calling it, like, yeah, the birds just being the nuisance that we know them to be, in real life. And then, but, like, that's just the thing, like, it's bad luck to kill one or hurt one, so don't do that.
Also keep in mind, like, this is a bird from the fucking 1800s where they're less chill with people.
Yeah, it's true.
I would argue that seagulls nowadays are not as much of a threat as they were back in the day. We kind of like look at a seagull and go, "Huh, dumb bitch," and just throw them food.
Right. That's the thing I know. Like over by the coastal area, like they're fine with people. They'll just walk right by them.
Yeah.
They're just in it for food, but
I do feel like it's just a situation where words are hard. Where it could just be us just being dumb and idiots and not knowing what seagulls are actually like. At least
I mean,
ones.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely could like see like the constant, them constantly making noise. How that would like really get on your nerves and like, our guy's already going insane, so like warrants such reaction. But
it's that the sound of the horn, the sound of fucking water splashing, like all that shit's gonna make it hard to think.
Right.
I'm just
and
saying,
plus, like we said with like the black and white, it's painting a really dour picture. Because if he was doing all that work on like the blue sky, sunny day, we'd be like, okay, yeah, it's a lot, but
at least it's
not
pretty.
horrible. Yeah, but no, that's not. It's not what we wanna. It's not what the director wanted for this at all.
So I do think that this, coming back to the original discussion at the start of the podcast, is I think then the black and white does add something to the film.
Oh yeah.
It definitely makes it feel more drowned and dire.
Yep.
Like if all the rooms that they're stuck inside, even if it's compact, was like nicely colored and stuff, it wouldn't have the same impact. Like I'm thinking like if a movie like The Quiet Place, where like all that shot was like everything's still brightly colored and shit, but it doesn't like it feels less scary because of the coloring of the film.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think that's fair.
I think the other thing too is this is a very good horror film in the sense that it's not just like jump scare here, jump scare there, not like random bullshit scary monster. It's very much a human horror story, if that makes sense. Even with like all that supernatural shit going on, it's still like just humans just going insane.
Yeah, I agree, definitely.
Yeah, kind of like what's it called? The Shining sort of style of insanity.
Right. That is actually what I thought about when I was watching this.
Yeah, I thought the same
give
thing
me
too.
Some shiny vibes.
Yeah, not shiny. That's from Moana. That's different.
Shining.
Very different feelings.
With that said, this movie and The Shining, a few things in common, I think.
Yeah.
Play to similar motions and both spend a lot of time working on setup. So I
Yeah.
think there's a good little parallel there.
What we're saying is you like The Shining, you like this, but if you already passed spoilers to hear all this, then I mean, you kind of fucked yourself.
I think there's still something to be gained out of this.
Yeah, we did. We did skip a lot of stuff that happened.
Yeah, we didn't. We like barely touched on like the mermaid past like her introduction and like I think there's a lot to get out of the character conversations that we didn't go over at all.
Yeah.
With that said, a little difficult to understand them all the time.
Correct. There's a lot going on here, and it's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
I was with the film up until the point that Willem Dafoe was a dog.
Fair enough.
I was with it, and then I felt different. I was like,
Don't know about all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say about the film?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Oh, should we say it got nominated for an Oscar?
Oh yeah, we're gonna have the discussion. Do you think Willem Dafoe's acting here was better than not Jared Leto? Jesus.
Yes.
Hands down. I mean, we could have a whole discussion about that one, but
Offered Batman a reach around, I mean. But better than Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, better than Joaquin Phoenix.
I don't think so. Maybe.
They're two very different roles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix definitely got a lot more screen time than
Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. So
Yeah.
I like that's gotta inadvertently play into it.
The other thing too is that that Joaquin was playing like a man slowly going insane, when you could argue Dafoe very much was insane from the start, and he was playing more of a. He played more into the craziness of a character rather than the downward spiral into one.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
And just like his craziness just became more apparent
I think
as time went on.
I think what the big thing was that he was more level-headed than our main starting character, who already was normal. Like, he was the one who went the most insane out of these two.
Yeah, he definitely had like more progression, but
yeah,
I definitely think you're right that like Willem Dafoe was already pretty crazy, and then but hiding it well, or at least like well enough that you'd be like, well, this guy's weird, but like,
yeah, he's quirky.
He's an old man. He's kind of spent his time at sea, like.
He had a wife but left her, yada yada yada.
Right, like all like his mannerisms and whatnot, like it all kind of plays into it, and so it's like, you could believe that he's just a bit just a wacky character and like a bit hyperbolic, but
very much like a drunkle of a family gathering.
Yeah,
but
definitely the old captain at sea.
But I definitely think they both played the characters they played really well. I don't. It's hard. It's really hard to think about because I'd have to rewatch Joker to decide on my actual take on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel comfortable saying that Joaquin still was awarded, should have won the award, but I do feel like Dafoe was very, very good.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. If this film came out if this film came out last year, I feel like he would have won for Best Actor, 100%.
Oh yeah. Do you know who won last year?
I don't. Let's find out. Because fucking, who the fuck remembers anything about the awards from last year? Oh, that's right. It was fucking sorry, 2021. It was Anthony Hopkins. That's right. The guy who was fucking asleep. When who's the guy who played Black Panther?
Um, Chadwick.
Yeah, where Chadwick was supposed to win the award. We talked about this before today, before we started filming. Was
Yeah.
Chadwick was going to win an Oscar, but then Anthony won instead.
Did he win for The Father?
Let's find out. The Father? I think he won for The Father.
Alright, well, that's a pretty stellar performance too, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
Very, very tough. But I think that's all we have to say.
Yeah, no, I'm content with all that.
Agreed. So with that, thank you everybody so much for watching this episode of Two Broken Thumbs. We'll hope to see you again soon. I picked this film. James, it's your turn to pick a film next. Have fun with that one.
Fantastic.
And yeah, see you all then.
See ya.